So I have noticed something interesting. Now, I have this eighth house cusp. It's based on the composite chart. There is no specific time attached to it. I used 12 p.m. to create the composite chart. However, when I did that, um, it put the eighth house at 11 degrees here in Libra. Okay. And so the composite north node, the composite Saturn, and the composite moon all fell in the eighth house in Libra, but the moon fell in Scorpio, but still in the eighth house of the composite chart. And I think it's interesting that we have Saturn here and the moon here. This is older people, not necessarily senior citizens, but people with age differences collectively. And then we have this moon in Scorpio, and the moon, of course, represents preschool age children and so on. Anyway, what I found was sort of an odd little connection here. Here is the moon at 27 degrees Leo. Okay, that is the moon for the 911 call. And then here is the moon and Saturn midpoint of the randomly chosen suspect. Okay, so we have, in my mind, sort of a connection here in the eighth house. Saturn in Libra at 14 degrees, the moon at 2 degrees in Scorpio, also the north node, which has to do with destiny, inside the eighth house of the composite chart, and then a moon Saturn midpoint conjunct the 911 calls moon as well. We're going to look at the eighth natural house, which is the 12th house of the 911 call. Okay. Most of it is anyway, except for this 29 degrees Pluto. That actually falls in the first house because the ascendant or 911 call starts at 26 degrees. But anyway, I found a ton of fixed stars here. There was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them forming conjunctions, okay, in the eighth natural house, which is the 12th house, the 911 call, the ninth house of the composite chart. Okay, I'm going to start here. Okay, there are 3 conjunctions here with respect to the randomly chosen suspects placements here. We have Princeps, Princeps at 3 degrees conjunct his north node. We have Conbalya, conjunct Uranus at 6 degrees, and also Conbalya conjunct his Mars at 7 degrees, all in Scorpio. And Princeps is about government, law, science, research, keenness of mind, studious persons, business, and also liars. And so we have all of that associated with the randomly chosen suspect. And here, with the composite Mars at 12 degrees Scorpio, we have 2 fixed stars. We have Alphecca, Mencken, and Acrux. That's 3 fixed stars at 11 and 12 degrees Scorpio, conjunct this composite Mars. Now, there are some interesting associations with this as well. Alphecca is about poetry, brilliance, but also scandals, sorrows, mainly sorrows through children. Okay, so also there's Mencken, okay, and it's associated with wisdom, astronomy, divination, medicine, botany, and music. Okay, so like I said, that is also conjunct the Mars there. That one's a little bit, the astronomy and divination could relate to, there is a lot of videos online right now. A lot of forensic astrologers are looking at this case, and that may be what this is a reference to. And then we have also Zubin, okay? And Zubin is at 15 degrees, okay? And it's associated with, that's Zubin al-Ganubi. So there's two words there. I forgot the second one. It's associated with some not so great things. And it's conjunct the Mars of the victim and the Mercury ascendant midpoint of the randomly chosen suspect. And its associations are loss, theft, betrayal, abuse, also venereal diseases, because we are talking about Scorpio in the 8th house, so it is associated with that as well. Poisoning, drowning, revenge, criminality in general. So that's Zubin al-Ganubi, conjunct the Mars and Mercury ascendant midpoint of the missing person and the randomly chosen suspect. Here we have Talaman. It's at 29 degrees Scorpio in the 1st house of the 911 call, and it's the composite Pluto from the composite chart. And it's associated with occult, philosophy, self-analysis, also cruelty and stubbornness. So those are associations with that particular fixed star. And so that's also going to form a conjunction with the Venus of the randomly chosen suspect at 28 degrees Scorpio, the Moon ascendant midpoint at 27 degrees of Scorpio in the 1st house of the 911 call. And so we have those. And the composite midpoint and the ascendant, both at 26 degrees, they are within a 3-degree orb. So, you know, that's getting a little bit outside of the tight orb of 2 degrees. But, you know, sometimes you can go for. But I already talked about Corniphorus being associated with dangerous passions, a fixed star at 1 degree Sagittarius, which is conjunct the 10th house cusp and the Mercury, okay, in the composite chart. All right, and so we talked about that one. I'm going to go over some more fixed stars in Sagittarius. I think this fixed star conjunction is very interesting. In green here, we have the randomly chosen suspect, their Neptune at 12 degrees Sagittarius. Okay, and this is falling in the 1st house of the 911 call and the 10th house of the composite chart. And it's associated with Rostaban, which is a fixed star at 11 degrees. Impulsive, good for astrology. Like I said, there are a lot of astrologers looking at this case, and I think that could be what that particular portion of the description is about. Also, this person could be into astrology. We don't know. Government accidents, blindness, criminality. Interesting about blindness, this person probably has those really thick, what do you call them, Coke bottle lens glasses. They probably can't see very well without them. And so that's something to consider. Here we also have the randomly chosen suspects, Neptune ascendant midpoint at 15 degrees Sagittarius, forming a conjunction to Savic at 17 degrees Sagittarius. It is associated with some pretty bad stuff, successful in evil deeds. Might as well say someone who gets away with murder. Perverted morals, wastefulness, lost energy, Those are all associated with his Neptune ascendant midpoint. Here we have the composite Venus and the composite Sun at 20 degrees and 21 degrees Sagittarius. It is associated with Atria at 20 degrees, which is associated with Freemasonry and architecture. This person might be a Freemason, may have some sort of tattoo to that effect, or possess some sort of emblems or something to that effect. Architecture, this person could possibly be in the building trades. So here we have in Sagittarius the moon at 26 degrees. This is the missing person's natal moon. All right, and it's associated with two fixed stars. Actually, the first one isn't really a fixed star. It's known as a galactic center, which is a black hole. It was found in our universe back in the 1930s, if I'm not mistaken. It's associated with a crisis of faith, okay? And, of course, we have the black hole concept, something that's very hard to find. And then we have Edaman at 27 degrees. Represents things like solitude, dishonor, downfall, and esoteric studies. And as I've said before, astrology is considered an esoteric study. And so there's been a lot of astrological interest in this case, so that could be a reference to that. Here in Capricorn at 14 degrees, we have her Venus, and it's associated with a fixed star by the name of Vega, and it deals with luck in politics, artistic talent. She was probably very artistic, generosity, fleeting fame, which is fame, of course, that doesn't last very long. Practicality, and also double dealing. All right, and then we have at 16 degrees, we have Shellyak. We have her Pluto at 16 degrees and Shellyak at 18 degrees, which is a fixed star, associated with artistic talent, but also it has a sexual connotation, sexual adventures, that sort of thing. And we have her Mercury at 19 degrees, and there is a fixed star at 19 degrees, Deneb. It's associated with liberality, ability to command. She might have been a bit bossy. She looked very confident, so that could be what her manner of communication was. She had a very strong presence, looked like she had a strong personality, and she was probably very likable. It's also associated with martial arts. And we also have the midpoint of the victim, Sun Moon midpoint in Capricorn at 20 degrees. There is a fixed star again at 19 degrees, Deneb, and I already discussed that one. At 26 degrees, there's the Pluto of the 911 call. That was the position of Pluto at that time. And there is a star there called Terabellum, and it's at 25 degrees. It's associated with strength, riches, power, but also cunning and disgrace. And then we have Terabellum, which I just described, conjunct the Uranus and Neptune of the composite chart. In the Aquarius realm here, which is the natural 11th house, we have the Saturn at 12 degrees. That is the Saturn of the 911 call. It's associated with Albali, which is a fixed star, Albali. It is associated with danger and death. It can also bring good fortune, but in this case, doesn't look like it. And then we have the victim's sun at 15 degrees. And there is a fixed star there called Alnair, Alnair. And it represents someone who is active and proud, watchful, kind, idealistic, devoted, also a liking for astronomy, possibly astrology as well, maybe later in life. And it's known as the bright one. And so those are the only two fixed stars in this natural 11th house with Aquarius. And as we know, she was an Aquarius at 15 degrees Aquarius. That's where her sun is right here. Here in the natural 12th house, which is the house of loss, sorrows, troubles, secrets, that sort of thing. We have the Jupiter of the 911 call here at 2 degrees. It's associated with a fixed star at 3 degrees Fomalhaut, Formalhaut. It's also associated with the Archangel Gabriel. It's known as the Watcher of the South. It's associated with birth defects, magic, fame, occult, addiction, and undesirable associates, and that is the Jupiter of the 911 call. And then we have here in purple the missing persons Chiron. That's that K with the little circle at the bottom at 18 degrees Pisces. It's conjunct within a 3-degree orb of Acharnar, Achernar, Acharnar, at 15 degrees Pisces. It's associated with something known as the mouth of the river, religious benefits, access to another realm. And so also we have here at 23 degrees Pisces, we have the Neptune of the 911 call. And Markab is the fixed star there at 23 degrees, Markab. It's associated with legal problems, accidents, violence. It's known as the star of sorrow. So that's pretty much all of the fixed stars. There was probably about 40, maybe more. And so now on to the next item.